Hey y'all, it's been a while. Kate's Garden Chicken and Cat Rambles. And it's just been a long week. I know I haven't made any videos this week. Hey Laddie. It's just been a very busy, exhausting kind of week. Paul came home from the rehab facility. Okay, I feel you up there on my shoulder. A Wednesday afternoon. And so it's been a change of life for me. He is insisting on going into work tonight. He says his boss says it's fine, they'll give him, stop pecking at my hair, some light duties, but there's no way he can drive. He's still got a bit of a on his left side. It's not that he's weaker, there's just something that causes him still to have a bit of a drift or to run into things or bump into things. And when you're in a car, can't have stuff just surprising you on your left. You got to be a little more aware. So I'll take him on base tonight. I have a feeling I might just hang around for a half hour or so, because I have a feeling that his boss will say, hey, you can go on home. Paul's only issue with staying home is he's worried about unpaid leave. And truth be told, if he had to take another week of unpaid leave, we would be fine. But it makes him very uncomfortable, gets him really agitated. So yesterday he was kind of weighing on me, and I was like, you know what? Then you better get some freaking Aflac, because this happens again, which, I pray it won't, and you're getting healthy really quick and you're losing weight. But, something comes up and you have to take unpaid leave, you have to take unpaid leave. Typically he has a lot of leave stored up, and I think it covered pretty much all his time in the hospital and in the rehab. But anyway, it's just been a change, which it's been fine. I mean, I'm up early in the mornings anyway, but typically dinner's the only meal I cook. Sometimes I'll cook us lunch, because Paul worked nights. He came home, he would have a snack, he'd go to bed all day. Well, I don't care about your kid, Cosmo. I got Laddie up here. Hope he doesn't poop on me. But he's feeling needy. They were all glad to have Dad back. But Laddie's been a little angry because he had a girlfriend out here. Flower keeps escaping. I don't know how she's doing it. There are no holes in the fence. And typically, if you don't have chickens, if there's a hole that one can escape in, they all are going to just follow suit and escape. But oops, sorry, just filming the ground. That hasn't really been the case. But I put her back in. I was going to leave her out all day with him, but I looked out the window and noticed that she was getting back in that brush in between here and the property next door. And Laddie, of course, he's going to follow her wherever she wanders. And if I wasn't paying attention, they could have ended up, a couple of houses away doing whatever. You can hop up here if you want, mister. But so it's getting a little spring-like here. Cosmo's been running at the fence towards Laddie. They've been having little crow-offs and duels, but she's the only one that's been escaping. And she's very unhappy when I scoop her up in the net and put her back. And Laddie's very unhappy. I think he does want a girlfriend or something. So I might, this spring when we're introducing young chickens, I might take the two Brahmas and Luna, the silver-laced Wyandotte, because they're all of the same age as Laddie, the older girls, and put them in the small yard with him. And then eventually I can expand it to encompass all this area here right between the big coop and the house, and just put a fence there, and then one behind me with a gate. Stand on my shoulder or hop off. Make up your mind, mister. So anyway, back to, I've just been exhausted. I have not felt like videoing at all. I didn't feel good this morning. I've just, I'm making Paul breakfast, lunch, and dinner, which is not a big deal. I don't think that's, those are my buttons. An extra amount of work or anything, but it is a change in my daily routine. And of course, I'm always up with the chickens And so I just go ahead and I don't lay back down. I just stay up and, I'm making sure he's taking his insulin, giving him all his meds, and, which these are things he could do himself. He can check his own blood sugar, which he does, and, dump a pill out of a bottle, which he does, all that good stuff. But, he doesn't, I'd say, he's not forgetful, but he has some short-term memory stuff, which he won't admit to in, I don't know how to explain it. It might take you a few minutes to remember what he was doing, or I have to remind him. Hey, that's my eyelash. Okay, one peck at the eyelash and you're down, mister. So, anyway, one thing about being in the hospital or the rehab facility is everything is done on their schedule. I mean, they bring you your pills and your food, and it's all done towards their timing. And sorry about this, I'm trying to hold up a chair. But I was sitting in. So here I'm not telling him when to wake up, but he's kind of waking up on that schedule that he'd been on for a week. And he knows that by 8 o'clock, he's taking insulin twice a day. They didn't send him home with any or prescribe any fast acting. So he's taking his 15 units in the morning and 15 units at bedtime. And I'm doing it about 8 p.m. and 8 a.m. So, like I said, these are things he can do himself. Hold on just a moment, Laddie's being a jerk off. Can't get him to stay off me. But, he's coming down. I'm having him, he's checking his blood sugar. I'm setting his pills out just to get him into a routine of it being on his schedule too, and not just somebody in the hospital. You're sitting there and they bring in your meds and tell you when to take them, and they bring you your food and tell you when to eat. And I'm not really doing that, at least not adhering to that kind of a tight of a schedule. So he comes down when he gets up. Doesn't have to be right at the same time. And while he's eating breakfast, I put his meds out so he eats them, takes them with his food, and I put them in a little dish so he can just swallow them all. And part of that is a strategy because Paul doesn't like to take pills. And something like opening 6-7 different bottles and putting a pill is something that Paul would, with his little bit of Asperger's, would get bored of. It doesn't suit him. So I'm putting them out for him. I'm going to get him a little 1-month pill thing, so he just has to open the day and swallow his pills. Luckily, he takes them all at the same time. But just to help get him back in a manageable routine that he can eventually take over, because, I'm not here to hold his hand or be with mama. And yesterday when I told him, shut up. Well, I didn't tell him to shut up. I'm telling Laddie to shut up. That he really should take another week off. He got really pissy and called me an ugly name, and that I was trying to sabotage him. And I know a lot of it's frustration. He feels good. He feels fine. But he also is noticing, he's like, I'm going to go back to work, but you can drive me back and forth for a while. So he knows that he's not in the condition to drive. And so I'm just trying to, we'll walk around here a little bit. Laddie doesn't like it when I walk, but maybe he'll hop down. So I'm just trying to let him kind of figure out a lot of stuff on his own, but it sounds horrible to say with my guidance, but with just help. See what these girls are doing. So we'll see how it goes. But, I guess I never really expected what it's like to, besides taking care of yourself as you get older, having to deal with loudmouth roosters, absorb and remember, and medications and when to take them and what they're for, and of another person. I didn't have children. I raised some children, but they were all pretty self-sufficient. And Paul's pretty self-sufficient, but it's just been exhausting. And I think it's the weeks of traveling back and forth between hospital and here, and then rehab and here, and doing everything here on my own, which I pretty much do. The only thing I've taken over with Paul's job was taking out the trash and emptying the cat boxes. We have a lot of cats, so that's a big, heavy job. And so I've been taking care of it, but I was just bagging up the poo and old litter, and I could not carry them outside. So yesterday, I pulled the trash can here over to the back porch, and he took out heavy, so he could go throw heavy bags and dump buckets of soiled litter and poo in there, which I couldn't do. I just can't lift it. It's just too heavy. I'd already kind of strained my back semi-emptying one. And anyway, that was a comical story. Just making 3 trips and 3 heavy lifts just to do one was just crazy. But anyhow, so there's Luna down in the dust bath there under the pavilion. Looks like she's got Neve behind her. I don't know where Kiva went, but they're all laying, so I'm getting, some days it's just 4 eggs, but most days it's at least 6, and a couple days it's 7 eggs every day. So that's doing, the chickens are doing great. We got a lot of holes out here in their yard. I mean, it's still so much greener over here. Not a lot, but I mean, part of that could be from their digging and stuff, but it's starting to green up in there. And we'll see if this part of the yard ends up, you know, not being as lush and green, then we'll just deal with it. See, the hawknet. There's Kiva. They hop on the top of the hawknet because it's hanging low there, which it blocks off part of that yard. But I just haven't had the energy between it's either wet or frozen, or I'm just exhausted. I just haven't been able to get to it. So I'm gonna have to climb in there now and get her, make sure she can get free and all that crazy shit. But yeah, it's just been a handful. There's Laddie at the back fence. Cosmo head diving into the vinyl fencing. This is Cosmo's first spring as a full-grown boy, so he's gonna be a handful. He already is a handful. Laddie is bowing up to me more, so I might eventually, once we get more girls in here, I could probably put Laddie back once there's a lot of, they can establish their own little groups. But oh, Laddie's got his hackles out. He's really giving him the, look at him. Oh yeah, okay. Cosmo walked off first, so who knows. But I just feel bad for Laddie, which everything I've read and everyone I've talked to said, you know, a lone rooster bachelor's fine. He's still exposed and up close to other chickens, and he's got plenty to entertain him, but I just feel bad for him. So anyway, I'm going to end this video. I have much to chat about. I got just a lot on my mind. I'm really still don't feel great today. After the week I had, I sat down last night and had a few drinks on an empty stomach, and then I woke up in the night. I didn't feel well. I was sick, and I don't have a hangover today. I'm just tired. It's just, you know, catching up to me. And I'm doing my best to take care of myself too, but I'm pretty easy to take care of. I don't have issues or problems, so, you know, I do need to schedule some appointments and take care of some things that I've been putting off, but we'll get back to normal soon. But there's the flock doing their thing. Luna, she acted like she wanted to come out. She is a bit of a loner. She's the only Wyandotte left. So I might move her out. I tried to let her out the gate earlier, but Cosmo came running over there to see what I was doing, so I couldn't let her just walk out the gate. He would have followed. But chickens like to be in a group. They like to be in a flock. Laddie is with the flock pretty much the way this fencing is set up. I've just got to work on it. And I wanted Paul to help me, but motivating him and trying to get him to help me this weekend was not going to work. Yesterday it was rainy all day, so still got wet ground, but it's still quite cold, and I just don't feel up to it. And he's sleeping now because he's insisting on going into work tonight, so we'll see how that goes. But I'll keep you posted. Keep us in your thoughts, and hope everyone's doing well, and I hope our spring's coming soon, and yours too. Bye for now.